The crypto market is crashing. What in the world is happening right now, you guys? If you look at the hour, the crypto market is down. If you look at the day, the crypto market is down. If you look at the week, overall, the crypto market is down. What the heck is happening, you guys? Bitcoin even went down to 109. Let's look at some of this price action. Bitcoin at 109, ETH at 38. My goodness. XRP down to 2.75 BNB, below $1,000, and sold below $200. You guys, we can see that it's just red throughout the board. So first, let me talk about why the market is going down and why we're seeing so much red overall and everything is bleeding. Now, the reason why it's going down is because of economic data, right? Economic data release, and it's not the most positive thing. So long story short, to make it simple, let me open up my notes here because I had it written down, is number one, economic data came back bad, specifically in regards to the job reports, right? The job reports came back negative. And now when I say negative, it's just lower than expected. You guys have to think about it, right? If you have less people working, that's not good for the economy. We want everybody working. We want everyone paying taxes. The higher employment rate is, the better it is for the economy. Because think about it. What happens if you wake up and you find another $100,000 in your bank account? What are you going to do? You're going to go out and you're going to spend money. You spend money, whoever you give that money to towards that business is making more money. That business is able to hire more people. That business is able to put more money in advertising to get more people in the store. That business is able to open up a new location. They're able to expand. So when you have more people working, it's great for the economy. When you have less people working, then we have things that come out like this, where prices start going down. Look at this huge red candlestick. My goodness, right? So that's one of the other reasons. The other reason is because GDP actually came out and it came up higher than expected. So what GDP stands for, it's pretty much saying how good is the economy in, like, how well are they growing? And it came in better than it was expected. So because it came in better than it was expected, so now what that tells the Fed is, hey, we're doing better than we typically expected. So things aren't moving terrible. So that's an indication to the Fed, hey, maybe we shouldn't really be looking to cut rates because the economy is actually growing. The economy is expanding. We are doing better than we expected, right? So when you get these news, the market reacts very emotionally to it, and you start seeing prices of things start to move in the downwards direction. There you go. So that's why when we look at some of these indexes, we see the Dow Jones is down. We see the S&P 500 is down. We see that the NASDAQ is down, right? And when we look at some of our inverse assets, so our less riskier assets that people typically cleave to when the market's going down, like our gold. That's why we're seeing gold up, we're seeing silver's up, right? We're seeing all the precious metals, right? Most of them are up right here. You guys can see, right? We're seeing up, 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 up as a whole, right? And then obviously the NASDAQ, these are all stocks. You're seeing them down. So that is why we're seeing the market go down right now, because some of the data came out, it came back negative, and it came back leaning towards, hey, maybe we shouldn't really cut rates as much, making investors want to lean to more of those secure assets. So now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about really how low we can see the market go recently. Now, I'm going to show the really, really simple breakdown chart. Well, okay, I'll show this chart. It's fine. So huge, huge, huge red candlestick, right? Huge red candlestick right here. Voila. Massive candlestick taking us back into this zone right here. Now, we've been here before, you guys. This isn't anything special. Now, I can even take this zone and I can extend it all the way back here where you guys can see how strong this zone is. So when I extend this zone out here, you guys can see we broke above these ranges, right? Now we're going further back, but I just want you guys to grasp this and understand it. The fact that we broke above here, what it's telling us is, hey, the price movement moving up isn't powerful enough to stay above here, so prices went down. So this area was kind of like an enemy for prices to go higher. It was holding prices down. Here we attempted again, held prices down, and then we finally broke above it. So once we broke past this major level, this area now became our support. It became our friend to now help prices move towards the upside. And that's what happened here. Once we ended up breaking down, we saw we held, because this area that was really strong back then has now become our friend and is pushing price towards the upside. So now we're going back here saying, hey bro, remember me? Remember me? Yo, can you still help me out? So this area is to potentially be that support in which we can move down towards, possibly consolidate, and then start moving back towards the upside. So with Bitcoin moving down towards this range, it's pushing the entire market down as a whole, right? Down, 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 down. Everything is down. ASTER is not up for the day. This is the weekly chart. If we go to the day, we'll see everything is down as a whole. Now, one thing you'll notice is ASTER is down quite a bit. Now, what we have to remember about ASTER is pretty much arrow. Like, it is arrow. The only reason why ASTER has been pumping so much is because of CZ, right? For those of you who don't know CZ, Binance, this man right here, right? Let's look at that. This guy, he's CZ, right? He is the founder of Binance, right? He is respected in the crypto world. OG boss man, right? The founder of the largest crypto exchange in the world. So I said this before. This guy is supporting ASTER, right? He's saying, hey, this is awesome. Why? Because he created a crypto called Binance, which is this one, BNB. They just signed a major deal. Was one of the reasons why it also pumped. They have a DEX. What is that DEX? That DEX is ASTER. That is the DEX. Same with Coinbase. What is the Coinbase DEX, right? For base, it's a arrow. Arrow is the DEX on it. Now, I spoke a little bit about that, so I won't go too much into that. But that's one of the reasons why this crypto is going down so much. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I know you guys asked about this. So hence why I'm meeting it. We're going to do T on it. We're going to look at it a little bit closer. So now let's just start off kind of from the top and then work our way down in regards to BTC. So we're moving in the downward direction. I don't think this downward direction is just like, it's not going to do anything like this, right? We are going to see a bounce. There's way too many things that are just lining up to show that we are going to have some type of bounce towards the upside, right? Like this. If you look at this chart, it's very similar to what happened right here, right? You guys can see the similarity. And what happened once prices dropped here? We saw a bounce towards the upside, right? So right now we're moving towards this. So this area right here, right? It's as if it's this area right here, but just a little bit smaller. So the way so just be prepared when prices hit this range, we can see a bounce towards the upside. So get ready for that. Now, when I even look at our RSI, just to put it on the chart, we see it significantly overextended towards the bottom side, which is good for us because it's indicating to us, hey, get ready. We may see a bounce towards the upside. BTC, whenever it reaches this range, it has a bounce. It's not like every other crypto. There's some crypto where it reaches this range and it has a bounce, but it's like such a small bounce, and it ends up going back towards the downside, right? So we're down here. It's a really good range. Last time we were in this price range was back here. We're in this price range. And when we were in this price range back here, look where our RSI was. Our RSI was right here, right? So now the fact that we're even lower than we were before on the RSI, right? It's really good. Why? Because it's showing that the loss of momentum, because the RSI, right, it measures the strength of the momentum moving down, showing weak momentum. It's not as strong. So it's like the bears are selling and it's sell pressure, but it's less of a sell pressure. It's not as strong as a sell pressure. Now with it being below, right, it's like this is more of a stronger sell pressure than it was this way when it was grinding down, right? But the greater the sell pressure is, the more it moves towards the downside, then you can expect a bounce towards the upside as well. And that's exactly what's happening right now with BTC. So in regards to BTC, this is the range in which I expect prices to potentially stop at and then have some bounce towards the upside. Now, I don't know exactly whether it's going to stop right here. I don't know if it's going to stop right here. I don't know if it's going to stop right here. I don't know that. But what we do know is that we have this range and we work based on this range right here. Now, let's go really quickly into, and I already explained this, right, where our precious metals are up right now because they're working opposite. Now, looking at it from a really, really simple chart is like this, right? Making it as simple as possible, right? Just to make it a little easier. Boom, major level, major level, major level, major level. We're back in that major level. We're back in that major level where prices will move. Prices won't stay in this level forever. Look here. It attempted to break above, right? Attempted to run up, couldn't, came back down. Attempted to break above, couldn't, came back down. So we're not going to live here. This is not where we're going to build our house. We won't build our house within this range. We're going to make a move, and I'm expecting. So like I said, I don't know how low this move will be, but I definitely expect in October, which is next week. It's not a million years from now, where we're going to see prices start to move significantly better. And I'm expecting a bounce towards the upside. Remember, next week, Wednesday, is October. All right, now to ETH. Looking at ETH, right? ETH is taking a beating. All right, ETH is taking a beating. I think ETH is gonna have a really good bounce when the ETH ETF staking gets approved. It's gonna have a really, really good bounce because this move where ETH is selling off like aggressively, I'm like, this is an aggressive sell off for ETH, right? Because I believe I saw something today. I'll post it to you guys, and they said that Grayscale actually sold some of their ETH. And they sold, how much did they sell? But I saw a post. Great. Let me see if I can find that. I'll show it to you guys right now, actually. Let me pause this and see if I can get that. My mistake. They didn't sell ETH. They took the ETH and they transferred it. They transferred the ETH. And people are just like interpreting that as a negative thing. Like, oh, why would they transfer the Ethereum to Coinbase? Like, well, what's that all about? Like, is that a negative thing? Does that mean they're going to be selling off their ETH? Because typically when you transfer into an exchange, people interpret that like you're getting ready to sell, right? You're getting ready to sell, and that's causing major sell pressure. Now with ETH going down this low, it's like this type of movement on ETH does not last long at all. Like it doesn't just keep dropping down this low. And I'm gonna zoom out so we can all see a really good indication of this, right? Like if you see really aggressive move towards the downside, right? Bounce, boom, down. This one really aggressive. That was the liquidation, bit of consolidation, and then we continue moving towards the downside. We're really oversold on the RSI, right? Like significantly oversold. So if we zoom out and we try to match this range where we are right now with prior range, look at this, right? Let's match this range. This drop didn't match it. This momentum was stronger. Let's go. This one didn't even match it, right? When I say this one, I'm talking about this drop. Didn't match it. Momentum was even stronger. This one, we saw prices match it. So there isn't a lot of times. Oh, here we have a match right here, right? So we have 1, we have 2, and then where we are now, 3. When you pay attention to these drops, where the momentum, that the strength of the drop, because that's what the RSI is measuring, the strength of the downward movement, at this caliber is as strong as it was here, which led to a pretty nice run towards the upside, where now prices were oversold up here, right? Here we can see where prices finally became oversold. So we ran from here all the way within this range. Now let's see what percentage of a run up that is. Oh, let's try to peek that. That's an 89% run up. 89%. That's almost 100% profit. All right. 100% profit on Ethereum. Jeez. All right. Let's go back. Let's see the next time. It ran here, ran all the way up there. Let's go measure this move. That's the low. Try to get the high. It's right there. 21%. 21% run up. Not too shabby. I'm not mad at that, right? I am not mad at that kind of profit. So with this move, with prices moving down this low, I just wanted you guys to know that it's an unsustainable downtrend, and there's a very, very likelihood that we're going to see prices bounce and then move toward the upside, right? We're going to see some type of bounce, move toward the upside. It can even bounce here, right? I don't know, right? It could be here. It could bounce anywhere within this range. We can see prices start to move back towards the upside. And I just wanted to make that clear. Now, in regards to how high can this bounce last? Well, if we mark here, right? Boom. If we do see that bounce, this is possible zone of rejection in which we can take our profit at if prices do bounce around there, around that 15% price range. We can look to possibly take profit if prices continue, if prices bounce within this range. Now, the lower it goes, then the bigger that bounce movement will probably be. So we'll keep a close eye on this. I'll keep you guys updated, of course, in regards to that. Even when we look at our band, we can see massive drop towards the downside, which typically will lead to prices moving back up. Here we dropped. We came a little bit within that band. Big drop again. This isn't sustainable. Big drops like this are just unsustainable, right? You guys see that. All right. Let's go now into Sol. Let's look at Sol really quickly. Now, I was looking at Sol, and what Sol ended up doing was it actually performed this double top structure right here, right? Where prices ran up, got rejected, came down, they end up getting up, getting rejected, and then whoop, end up dropping towards the downside, right? So we can see that. Now you can even interpret this as a head and shoulder. It's very off, right? Not ideal at all, right? But a very poorly one, right? But we saw prices move towards the downside. Now, with that being the case, typically when this happens, we see prices break between this distance, and I measured it. It comes around here. Right? It comes down to around here. Hence why when it came around this area, it ended up bouncing a little bit, moving toward the upside before it came down. But similar to our ETH, like all of the cryptos are very much in the same position. Major drop on our RSIs. If I were to draw the line to show you, well, how many times do we see prices really go this low? We won't see it a lot, meaning this being down this much is just unsustainable. We're going to see prices move up sooner or later. Give me a second to drink some water, you guys. Now, here we have this zone right here that I drew out, and I drew this zone because these were when we're moving this symmetrical triangle, which we had strong bounces. We had here bounce, prices moved up. We had here a bounce, prices move up. So that means let's say prices keep moving towards the downside. This would be the next range. So buy a little bit here, then buy a little bit there. It'll give you a better average cost, and then prices moves towards the upside. Now keep in mind, because we broke this level, it means if we do accumulate, if you do a split entrance, buying some here, buying some here, and then we finally do bounce back towards this upside, don't expect a major breakout. We can probably expect prices to run up, hit this range, get rejected, come back here, depending on how the market is that day, how things are moving, before we really start seeing it break back towards the upside. Because now it's going to be a big grind, because we have to break here, and then we have to break here, and then we pretty much have to get above this area, which is annoying, right? But it's the nature of the game, you guys. So make sure, right, you go on your phone, make sure you guys mark these price ranges. Make sure you guys mark these price ranges. Add alerts for these different prices on your phone. Boom. I added my alert right there. So just make sure you have your alert set. Okay, now next crypto on the list. We had, I think it was the crypto you guys, what was the crypto you guys were asking me about in the Discord? Well, I'm gonna do. Yeah, you guys did ask me. Ooh, aren't we happy we sold this? Aren't we happy we took profit off this, right? Right. This is why I was saying these new crypto projects, oh, especially on the 15-minute chart, because it's so hard to know what's gonna happen because all you have is a 15-minute chart. Right. It's kind of like a baby, right? You can't. No hard is to predict a baby's movement, a baby's behavior. You guys, right? It's so hard. So what I do like about is remember I said how, hey, there's a good chance we can see prices come all the way down here. I said that. That's why I drew these lines, right? I'm like, it's a good chance we can see price come back here. That's why I made that post on Sunday saying, hey guys, look to take some profit because of how the market is moving. And hang on, you guys, let me open that up. Okay, guys, I tried to find the video and I couldn't find it. I don't know where I posted. Sorry, I tried to. You guys remember when I posted it? Well, I hope you guys remember when I posted it. All right, so like we said with ASTER or with any crypto, especially when it's new, right? Not the best indication, but the faster it moves moving in the uptrend, then the more we'll see it move towards the downside. Now, the thing with this, it's not like Ethereum or it's not like BTC where we can see, oh, look, prices have dropped a lot. Oh, look, it's towards the bottom. Because it's so new, we can potentially still have it move even lower. Like with the older crypto project, it's easier to see, to spot. But with these ones, it's like you don't really know. Like you don't know because it's so new. There isn't a lot of data behind it, which puts in a position to where it could potentially run even lower. Now, if we do have to look at something, it's this entire area right here. Just because this entire area, we actually saw a little bit of consolidation. This range here before prices continue to run up. So if anything's going to hold prices up, it's going to be within this range right here. So you could potentially see a drop, right? And then we can see prices start to move back towards the upside within this range. Now, I could be wrong and it just goes right above here and then ends up moving back up. But just be aware when it comes to this is the price range. Let me put that here so everyone can see that really quick. Give me a second, you guys. There you go. Everyone can see the price range of these key crypto projects. Okay, now you guys also, oh, there was one more other crypto you guys wanted to see. Let me pull it up. All right, so STBL. You guys, I would love to say that this project is going to bounce right here. I would love to say that, right? I would love to say, hey guys, this is it. We saw low liquidity, massive draw towards the downside. We saw prices run all the way up where it filled most of it, right? It filled most of this downwards. Now, we knew that there was a high chance it was going to fill it just because this little consolidation area. So where did it come? Right near that consolidation area, very close to that range. And now we're seeing another drop towards the downside. So hopefully, hey, it'll fill this area. No. Like this choppiness doesn't work like that. It doesn't just fill this area. Now, keep in mind, we're already up here. We're already up here. So that's kind of like the good thing about this is that when we're seeing prices move lower right here, but then here we're seeing prices move higher, it's an indication that the bears are getting exerted. They're getting really tired and that they are losing their momentum, they're losing their strength. And then typically that's when the bears come in and then we see prices really start bouncing towards the upside because of this structure right here. When this is going down and then this is moving in this direction. Now, if let's just say something insane happens, because if more negative news comes out, even though this is typically a good thing, it's going to end up pushing prices even lower. Well, then how low can we possibly see it go? And this, it would be within, this would be the next major level of support because we can see right here, right? Supported all of that. Supported all of that. Jeez, give me a second, guys, drink some water. And then another major plus that I almost forgot to mention is this right here, right? Because our center of our POC is right here. It's kind of playing the role of a little magnet, which it's attracting prices to kind of move within this range. Now, if we zoom out, it'll obviously adjust and it recalculates, and we might see it move a little bit. But overall, we're still seeing that there's a lot of strength within this area, which is kind of attracting prices to move up in this direction. I think that's all I had for today. So overall, I just wanted to say this is that we're seeing the market react because of positive news, right? Anyone who's been in this community, and you guys know, I pretty much didn't let anybody in for the past few, I don't know, past few weeks, a month. I haven't let anybody in. Oh no, just started opening up doors again. So since all of you guys have been here, you guys know negative news will cause the market to go down, and that is what we're seeing. Positive news in regards to economy, that is what we're seeing. So in my mind, do I think this is over? Do I think crypto is over? I don't think that it is. I don't think this is the end. I don't think sell everything, it's absolutely over. We've made money. Now we've all made money. We have bought at cheap prices. We have sold at cheap, at good prices. I've posted take profit. You guys know I've posted multiple times. Hey guys, buy this small gem. We bought in them. Bam, right? Good entrance, right? So I just want everyone to just remember those lessons of buying. Remember those lessons of selling, right? It's exciting when price goes up, and when it's going down, we're all sad and depressed. But just stop it. Stop that nonsense, okay? Cheer up, put a smile on your face, right? We have October and November in place. October and November is the time, right? And I've been saying this again and again and again. October and November, October and November is the time in which we're going to see how the market really moves. And in my personal opinion, I could be completely wrong, you guys, but I don't think I am. And I've shared my strategy. I'm going to create, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. My personal opinion, right? October is always the second best month. September is the best month for crypto, right? We can see that historically, these are the best month for crypto, right? These are the months in where crypto goes down the most. September, I'm not panicking because September, it always goes down. Like, it always goes down every single year, and people still panic and get scared. So that's why it's like we have to get over that. But what I'm betting on is we're going to have a good October. We're going to have a good November. We're actually going to have a good December. And then we're going to leak into next year, where we could potentially also have a really good next year as well. We will also have a really good October. Now, it's hard to say, a good January. It's hard to say that right now because it is pretty early, but with everything we have lined up, I'm expecting for these next few months to be pretty good for us. That is what I'm expecting. So if you guys have any question about anything, let me know. We just have a lot of positive things that are lined up for us. And some of those positive things are, number one, we know in a few weeks, we're going to have ETF approval. Watch this. Crypto October ETF approval. Did I even type that right? Which ones? Do they just list them? They don't even list them nicely. I would have to find it and then give it to you guys. They don't list them nicely, like these ones in this date. I had a website that listed it nicely, but this one clearly doesn't. But yeah, we have the ETF approvals happening here and here, right? And then after that, we have interest rates cut happening here. And then after that, in January, we have America's 250th anniversary. And then after that, we also have the World Cup that's going to be happening next year in America as well, right? So all these things are really bullish. And then on top of that, we have Donald Trump, who's still into power, who's trying to get rid of certain Fed members to put in people that support his narrative to drop interest rates. Yeah, they dropped rates, but Trump is like, no, we need to drop it even more, right? So there's just a lot of things that are looking good. I think that there are more things that are looking good than things that are looking positive. Now, I could be completely wrong and everything crashes. So what do we do in that situation, right? Oh my gosh, prices keep getting lower. So what we do is we take our money and we divide it into categories, right? So then what we want to do with our entire crypto portfolio is, instead of trying to time the top, you're not going to be able to do that. Why? There are people that get paid $250,000 a year to just know when the top is going to be and know when the bottom is going to be. And those people aren't here. There's people that get paid $500,000 a year, 1 million, 2 million, 3. Imagine working a job and they pay you $3 million a year. I'm like, and everyone that I do know that works that type of job, you work insane hours. You don't sleep. They're stressed out of their mind. But here's how we split it up. All right. And I've spoken to some of you guys about this, but I want to make this public for everyone, right? Is this, right? This will be your first sell. So you take your crypto portfolio. So let's just say whatever your crypto portfolio, whether it's at 10K, whether it's at 20K, whether it's at 30K, 50K, whatever your money is at, right? Or you can even do this with one singular crypto, with just one crypto. Regardless, this strategy is a strategy that I made up, that I apply to when is the best time to sell your crypto so you can lower your down risk and maximize your up risk. So in other words, what can I do to lower the amount of money I lose and maximize and make the most amount of money? This one, when you see prices really start pumping, moving really high, you sell. You sell right here. So let's say my crypto portfolio, let's make it simple math, is 30K, right? So I have 30K. Boom. I have 30K. I started off with $5,000. I grew it to 30K. Yes. I'm so happy. When crypto's pumping, nice, all-time high, great, I'm going to sell this. This is the first one I sell. I sell 10K of my total portfolio. Boom. I still have 2/3 left. 2/3 left. And then prices keep pumping even more. I'm like, oh, dang, prices are pumping so crazy. I'm making so much money. As soon as you're like, I'm making so much money, oh my goodness, you want to tell your mom, you want to tell people you love, your boys, your homegirl, everybody, then that's when you need to sell another 10%. So here we sell another 10%, right? We sell. This sell, you're going to look and be like, I wish I kept it. It was too early. Selling here is like, let's say selling here. You might sell here. You'd be like, I wish I kept it. But then this second sell, right? It might be you like selling right here. Be like, whoa. But you don't know that because you can't see it. But then prices starts to go down and then you worry a little bit. It comes up, and then it goes back down. You're like, where should I sell? Like, should I exit? And then you're hearing news about the bear market and then people sell here. So now you sold around here. Let's say that's your average cost. And then when prices ends up coming back down here, then you can look back and be like, so this sell wasn't the greatest, but okay, this one was super awesome. That one wasn't bad at all. And then price now ends up going down. This is how I found is the best way to exit your fund. Now, this was just a $30,000 investment. Now you can split it out in whatever way you want that works best for you. So you look at your money, whatever it is, even if it's 50K, guess what? You can apply this exact same principle, right? Just put 1/3 here, put 1/3 there, and then put 1/3 there. Let's say all you have is $5,000. Naicke, all I have is $5,000. It doesn't matter, right? Do 1.5, then 1.5, then do another 1.5, right? How much is that? That doesn't even equal up. Then it would have to be, it doesn't even equal to 5,000. That only equals to 4,500. So it has to be another, this one would have to be 2,000 at 1.5, 1.5, then 2,000, right? But figure it out, right? Split it up by a small number. Now, if your crypto portfolio is a very large number, then we can increase this number. So we can do something like, let's say your crypto portfolio, right? I know some of you are at 100K and above. So for all of you guys, when we do 100K, then we can split up into larger. What we can do is we can do fifth, right? 4, and then we can do 5, right? And we divide it that way, right? So then we sell up our first you sell your first 25K, then your next 25K, then your next 25K, then your next 25K, then your next 25K. So that's how, for all you guys that are within like that 90K, 120, 300K, that's how we exit it. For everyone under that, just stick to the rule of 3. It's easy. All right, you guys have any questions? Let me know. I know this video 34 minutes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you guys. We're here to make money educate yourself. That's why I dropped these gems to keep everybody alert. So just look at those crypto projects that you might think you're going to miss out on. Typically, I let you guys know every crypto project that's on my radar. That's interesting. You guys know that small cap, large cap, all of that narrative, everything. I'm going to deep dive into something, but let me start it first, and then we'll talk about it in more detail when it's actually more feasible for everyone to do. All right, you guys, appreciate you. Remember, LIT, stay lit, learn, invest, trade crypto.